Hey guys, it's MegaDoopTV here, and it's time for another video. Now, for those of you guys who watch my streams, you would know that a PhantomStrider video has been due for quite a while now because I don't like PhantomStrider's stuff. I think he makes a lot of bad points in a lot of his videos. Now, PhantomStrider, if you guys are not aware, is a one of those cartoon reviewers, but he's not so much, well, he is kind of a reviewer, but he makes mainly top countdown videos. And he gives his opinions on certain things. You get the gist. Now, I don't like him. I really don't like his videos. But even though I don't like his videos, I'm gonna be doing a full response to one of his videos, which, keep in mind, guys, this video that I'm responding to is, in my opinion, the worst video he's ever made, at least from what I've seen. I feel as if a disclaimer is necessary. Look, before I get any comment telling me this, no, I do not think that PhantomStrider is even as bad or even like just close to the level of awfulness of somebody like Enter, okay? Like, for one thing, he can actually take criticism, and the way I know this is because I saw how he reacted to Manga Kamen's response video to him, and it was very civil, very good, so he can actually take criticism. His editing is actually not that bad, and he does bring up some decent points. So honestly, I don't really hate PhantomStrider. I really don't. I just think he makes bad videos. And again, this one that I'm going to be tackling is, in my opinion, the worst video I've seen from him. So let's go. Let's without further ado, let's fucking dive in. All right.
But Happy Tree Friends boomed in popularity and became a big TV series with tons of merchandise. I'm glad to see independent ideas like this get more attention, but Happy Tree Friends never appealed to me. At all. The only joke there ever seemed to be was continually seeing these animals mutilated.
It was also the creative ways on how they got mutilated in the show, and sometimes just the surprise factor of it all. In which you didn't really expect, you know, the animals to get mutilated, but out of nowhere they get mutilated nonetheless. And I'm gonna be doing a little tiny skip to his next major point.
I never felt like there was any artistic or clever context as to why they were in these situations. It just feels like it's purely for the shock value of watching them die.
I mean, the show is a black comedy, so the fact that it uses shock value for a lot of its humor really should not be an issue. And also, I just gotta ask this legitimate question. What clever or artistic context can you even put into something like Happy Tree Friends that explains why they die so easily?
It reminds me of something like the TV show Jackass in animated form.
Okay, this is something that annoys me with a lot of cartoon reviewers, and that is the bad comparisons. This comparison, on the other hand, is absolute garbage. Happy Tree Friends is a show about animals being mutilated while certain plot lines play out. Jackass is a show about guys filming dangerous stunts and pranks. The shows are completely different, so how can you honestly say that Happy Tree Friends is Jackass animated? That's so dumb. I'm also going to be skipping his number 4 spot, which is King of the Hill, by the way, because I really don't have anything to say.
And the third cartoon I hate, but everyone else likes is Scooby-Doo.
Guys, you know what's funny about this? He puts the entire Scooby-Doo franchise on the list, but literally contradicts himself around 10 seconds later.
After watching some of Mystery Incorporated, I can definitely agree it's taking the show in a more creative, story-driven direction, even giving Fred some character development. So
you put the entire franchise on the list, yet you still like Mystery Incorporated? If that's the case, then why didn't you put specific adaptations of Scooby-Doo instead of the entire fucking franchise?
But in the 40+ years this cartoon has been repeating itself, surely it should be innovating it by now. I think it owes it to the fans.
Wasn't it you who just said that Mystery Incorporated was creative and story-driven? Like, fucking hell, your consistency is awful.
To me, 96 remakes of a cartoon is far too many, and it really does feel like Hanna-Barbera is milking the franchise shamelessly. I don't hate the characters, the story, the mystery solving, or the formula. That's all fine. At least it was 40 years ago.
Your main complaint towards Scooby-Doo seems to be that it's been rebooted beyond belief. And while, yeah, I will agree that it is pretty annoying, you don't talk about why the entire franchise is bad. You even praise Mystery Incorporated, and you said that the story and all that stuff is passable. Honestly, as much as I don't want to, I'm going to be skipping over to his next spot because I would be repeating myself a little here.
Then Raz actually explained it to me. Part of what I liked about 90s cartoons like Daria was that behind this cynical disillusionment, there was this earnest hope to see the world be a better place. But with regular show, Mordecai and Rigby just don't seem to want to change or do anything.
Another awful comparison. Daria was a show about a misanthropic teenage girl dealing with high school and other issues. Regular Show is a show about two slackers working at a park and getting into weird situations all the time. These are two extremely different shows. But even then, your complaint on how Mordecai and Rigby not changing or doing anything is dumb, because again, they are slackers. That is their character. That they are lazy and don't feel like doing anything. I can't believe I really have to explain this.
There's this blasé acceptance and apathy in the characters that just makes me want to punch them. And the teen lingo always felt so forced to me.
Dude, that was lame. Bam! I told you I'm a better liar than you. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
People have been saying stuff like lame, dude, and other terms like that for years. I really don't get where you're coming from, dude.
But maybe that's the generation gap, because most teenagers I know like this show. It's one thing to take some time out and chill. We all need that. But this desire in the characters to do absolutely nothing and accept whatever happens in this world just annoys me to no end.
What do you mean that they just accept what happens in their world? A lot of the conflict comes from them trying to fix or deal with some of the weird shit that happens to them. In fact, the episode Just Set Up the Chairs is a good example of this, in which they literally fight a fucking devil monster that shoots lasers out of its eyes.
And the number one cartoon I hate that everyone else likes is Ed and Eddie. Ed, and Eddie. I hate Ed, and Eddie. I grew up with this cartoon, watching Cartoon Network. I've always hated it. I have heard an astonishing amount of people claim that this is the number one best Cartoon Network show. Really? We've got Steven Universe.
No.
Adventure Time, Johnny Bravo.
Still no.
Samurai Jack.
Actually, you know what? I can't even disagree with that. Samurai Jack is just too damn good.
Teen Titans. Really? This is the best one? The cartoon from the geniuses behind Brothers Grunt about the three kids trying to get jawbreakers all the time?
So, most people who grew up watching this show probably didn't even know about the Brothers Grunt, and even if they did, that shouldn't matter.
Apparently, this was a true masterpiece by Cartoon Network to be remembered for the ages. I cannot understand what people like about this cartoon. At all.
Well, they like it because of the humor, the writing, and the plot lines that occur in the show.
I think it's terrible in every way. I should be clear, I did grow up watching this show. I watched it begrudgingly on Cartoon Network. But honestly, this was the first cartoon that got me changing the channel to Nickelodeon. This actually got me into SpongeBob, because I could not stand watching Ed, and Eddie. To me, personally, the main characters, Ed, and Eddie, are not likable at all.
Trust me when I say that he contradicts himself later on in this video.
All the characters are just backstabbing and nasty to one another.
Well, yeah, but that's the point.
Most of the time, they're just trying to swindle their neighbors into giving them money for jawbreakers. I found Eddie obnoxious and nasty and money-driven. Dude,
that is his character, though. That's the point of his character, that he's an obnoxious, greedy asshole. And that's also where most of his humor comes from. And I don't really complain as much, considering the fact that like you said earlier, the kids in the show are also mean-spirited, so it's not like he's nasty for no reason. Like, for fuck's sake, god damn.
Double D's okay, but he's always being manipulated by Eddie.
Didn't you say earlier that you found all of the 3 Eds unlikable? Now you think Double D is okay? I mean, seriously, do you even watch your videos?
And the joke of what gross stuff Ed's gonna eat just gets old within seconds.
The jokes they make with Ed isn't about what random shit he eats, dude. The jokes around Ed is his stupidity.
The entire premise for each episode is just, what's the make money for Jawbreakers? Then they somehow lose it. And that got old within half an episode.
Not really, and it's at this point where I realize that you barely watch the show. There have been very few episodes in which they gain any money at all, and there have been many episodes where the main plot has barely anything to do with gaining money. Here is just a small list of some of these episodes. You can look up the plots yourself.
And the setting is always their badly drawn, mucus-colored neighborhood.
And that is a problem. Why? I mean, this just seems like a really pointless nitpick. Also, they had the school as a setting too, so it's not like it's just the neighborhood.
Even as a kid, I found the gross-out humor boring. Even the side characters annoyed me. The bully is one of the most obnoxious bullies I've ever seen in a cartoon. He's just a jerk because he's a jerk with no actual character development or reason.
Expecting a show like Ed, Edd n Eddy to have character development is stupid because it is a slapstick comedy. The show isn't trying to tell a deep story or anything like that. It's literally just to make people laugh. Also, Kevin does have a reason. He hates the Eds because they are scammers and they piss him off. In fact, there was an entire episode in which the Eds destroy his window and they lie afterwards just so they don't get in trouble.
Part of why we like Nelson from Simpsons, because he actually has character, he has story, he has a reason to be a bully.
Comparing Ed, Edd n Eddy to The Simpsons is dumb because those are two completely different shows. Ed, Edd n Eddy is a slapstick comedy, while The Simpsons is an animated sitcom. So obviously, in a show like The Simpsons, there would be a little bit more importance to story. But Ed, Edd n Eddy, again, is not really trying to aim for a deep story. It's literally, every episode is literally them trying to make as much jokes as possible to make people laugh. And honestly, I'm going to end the video off here because, you know, he essentially just spends the rest of his video just telling his viewers if there's any cartoons that they hate but everybody else likes, put it in the comments, and he tells his viewers to give, you know, their opinions on his video. I'm just going to give out my main issues with this video. 3 common complaints I have with this video. 1, you contradicted yourself a lot. You were very inconsistent. 2, you made a lot of shitty comparisons. And 3, your points were just absolute shit and you kept missing the points. Like, this video was really bad. I mean, look, I am not trying to say that you have to like a show that I like. Those shows being Regular Show and Ed, Edd n Eddy. But you need to give an actual good reason to it rather than giving really shitty arguments and complaints. Anyways, I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed this response video. This is MegaDoopTV, Real Trans here, signing off. Have a nice day, everybody.